let's do my presentation then. So as I say, I'm Susan, and I have been a Microsoft trainer for 20 years, over 20 years, and I've also been in the networking world as well on VoIP and telephony. Now, don't worry if that doesn't mean anything to you, but just to give you a bit of an idea of my background. So let me share my screen. Okay, can everybody see that all right? Good. Okay, so welcome to my presentation, Understanding Cloud Computing. So I suggested this as an idea as a presentation to Debbie because it has gone down well at other networking events and has helped to demystify the term cloud computing and debunk some of its misconceptions. So what exactly is cloud computing? This is where we use a service that requires us to access this service via the internet. Now, because the internet is just far too vast to show on a diagram, the cloud symbol has traditionally been used to represent the internet. Hence the term cloud computing, or cloud storage, or cloud accounting, and so on. So the important bit to realize is it is purely a marketing term to explain a service that is provided by a computer accessed somewhere not in your own office or home, and represents a massive computer network all around the world. Now, some of these computers are stored in massive data centers. So as in this example, this is a photo of a Google data center, and Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, and so on have these data centers all around the world. So why, as small business owners, what are the benefits of using cloud computing? Well, the first thing is, of course, we don't have to purchase and set up our own equipment to provide all the services that come with cloud computing. We pay a subscription, and then the maintenance and servicing is all done for us. And of course, the major benefit to us is that we can access these services from anywhere on any device, whether that's our laptops, our desktops, our tablets, our mobiles, at an internet cafe, wherever we are. So when do we as small business owners actually use the cloud? Well, actually, we have been using cloud computing since the internet was created in the 1960s. And of course, websites are a classic example of this. As small business owners, most of us have websites that we don't store on our own PCs. We store the files that make up our website on computers outside of our offices. And this is called web hosting. So that all our contacts, customers, and so on can access and view our website via the internet. Email is another facility we have been using for many, many years. All our email messages are firstly stored on vast computers and this is called email hosting. The email hosting company gives us the ability to read and reply to these emails, or we download the messages and reply to the messages via an email client, such as Microsoft Outlook. The ability for us to store our files outside of our own office and home, this has been obviously around for some time, but is now used so much more. So OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, and so on give us a certain amount of storage space for our files on their computers. Now, of course, the benefits to us is that we can access those files wherever we are and on any device. And of course, we can use the storage for backup. So if you have a PC die on you, all your files will be safe in your OneDrive, for example. I personally don't actually keep very much on my desktop computer or laptop. Everything is stored elsewhere, meaning that if, for example, my laptop is stolen or my desktop computer crashes, then and anything else that might happen, I have got access to all my files. And of course, we can use these facilities to share files with colleagues and customers. So no one expects nowadays to receive a large number of files via email anymore. Maybe one or two, but most of the time we now get a link to a shared folder containing all the files to be accessed. A lot of us now use cloud computing with companies such as Xero, QuickBooks, Free Agent, and so on. And all of our accounts data is stored on the computers owned by these companies, and we can access this information via the internet. So they will store obviously all our documents for us. We no longer need paper copies of invoices cluttering up our loft for 7 years. We can download our bank transactions and quickly reconcile our bank accounts. And of course, it's then easy for our accountants to have access to our accounts at any time. And then telephone services. Telephone services in the cloud are also now a big thing. And this has grown particularly during lockdown with staff working from home. The telephone service is run on the provider's own computers rather than having the PBX on site, as has been traditional for large companies. And this is brilliant for small businesses, where maybe we don't want to use our home number or mobile number for business use, but would like a dedicated telephone number. So for example, my business telephone number is 01923 750 200. But this is not a traditional BT landline. This is a number I use purely for business, and I can set out of hours when I'm on holiday. I can play messages to callers and so on. Now, this business service is provided by a company called Gradwell, and they also have cloud telephone services. You can also make and receive calls via Teams on your PC or mobile. Now, I plan eventually to move my business number to Teams, but I'm currently testing this, and Microsoft have given me this Watford number to use. Now, of course, the person to talk to about all of this is Joe Renard of Cloud9 Business Services, who's also a part of Mums Unlimited, and who will be able to explain all this for you. And of course, video conferencing, which again has been around for some time, but has really grown since lockdown. So we use Zoom, Teams, GoToMeeting, and so on to run webinars, online training, online meetings, where massive computers managed by these companies provide this video conference service. And it means we can meet up with customers, colleagues, contacts all over the world and all over the country and the world. And of course, I could just go on and on, but a few more just to think about. Obviously, most of us now use online banking, where we can do online bank transfers. We can see our bank balances and our transactions. Most of us, you can also have online calendars. You can have online booking systems with Calendly and Microsoft Bookings. You can have online CRM systems with HubSpot and Soho, for example. And of course, social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter all use cloud computing. And of course, we use the cloud in our personal lives on a daily basis. When we watch BBC iPlayer or ITV Hub, when we watch films on Netflix and Amazon Prime, when we watch Sky Sports or BT Sports, or again, social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And of course, when we listen to ebooks, podcasts, music, we can have online notebooks. Most of us do some sort of online shopping when we play games. All of these companies provide their services via cloud computing. And again, the benefit of all these services is that we can access them from any device that can access the internet. So just a reminder that cloud computing means accessing a service on another computer, not in our office or home. And when we say it's in the cloud, we mean it is stored on a computer that we access via the internet. Okay, so if by any chance you would like to have a chat with me about anything that's been mentioned in this presentation, or there's things about IT that you just really are baffled by, I am more than happy to have a hot seat with you anytime. Obviously, Microsoft is my skill, Microsoft training. So if you're interested in looking at Teams, OneDrive, OneNote, Outlook, and so on, then I provide online courses, 1-hour sessions, handouts are provided where relevant, and it's £60 per hour plus VAT per person, as I would love everyone to be confident using their IT services.